Hello, welcome to my videos on my blog. In this time, I'm going to talk about the NFL 2024 season, Week 3 scores. Where tonight, a few minutes ago, finished the Week 3 with two games with two games of the Monday Night Football. In the first game, the Bills didn't have any problem and they humiliated the Jaguars in the field by 37 points. And the Commanders did the surprise and defeated 38-33 the Bengals in one of the surprise of the week. So this week we had six surprise. The NFL some of the time is very weird because you expect that something win, and they have all the probability when the game arrives, everything changes and win the underdog. So in this video, I'm going to talk about a little more about each game, what happened in each game in the week 3. So let's start with the first game that was played, the last Thursday Night Football that opened the week, where the New York Jets defeated 24-3 the New England Patriots. This was a divisional game, and to be honest, the New York Jets didn't have any problem to win this game because they were better. They dominated the Patriots, and the Patriots didn't present to the game because they didn't do anything in the offense side. They just score a field goal and they play a full game. The Patriots had a total yard of 139, 61 by passing, 78 by running. So when you play a very poorly offense game, you most of the time will lose. And with this score, the Jets improved to a record of 2-1, and the New England Patriots failed to a record of 1-2. On the Sunday, the games that were started in the first schedule, one of the surprise of the week, the New York Giants traveled to Cleveland and defeated 21-15 the Browns. To be honest, this was one of the surprise upset of the week because I didn't expect the Giants could defeat the Browns. And about this game, the New York Giants played a tremendous game, especially in the first half where they were leading 21-7. They have the game under control. Just in the last quarter is when the Cleveland Browns put pressure and emotion to the game, where they reduced the game to a 6-point difference, but in the end it wasn't enough, and the Giants won this game and won the first game of the season, and both teams have the same record, 1-2. In another game, the Philadelphia Eagles traveled to New Orleans and defeated 15-12 the New Orleans Saints. To be honest, this game was dominated completely by the Philadelphia Eagles, but they couldn't score any goal. They couldn't show its dominance in most time of the games, and the Eagles were scoreless in the end of the third quarter. This was very awesome and weird because, how I told you, the Philadelphia Eagles dominate all the game, but the Philadelphia Eagles scored the 50 points, all the points in the last quarter, and this was enough to win this game. About the New Orleans Saints, I was a little disappointed about the Saints because remember that the last week, in the week 2, they scored 49 or 42 points, and in this time they just scored 12 points. But to be honest, they faced one of the favorite teams to reach the Super Bowl, the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Philadelphia Eagles won the game 15-12. In another game, another surprise of the week. This is a surprise. The Minnesota Vikings defeated 54-7 the Houston Texans. About this game, Minnesota Vikings dominate the Houston Texans, where they had an easy lead in the end of the third quarter, where they were leading 21-7, and the game in that moment was over. The Vikings scored another 3 points in the last quarter, and they increased the lead to 34-7. And this is most surprising. This victory is most surprised because the way they dominate the game. They dominate the Houston Texans, one of the favorite teams to win each division and advance and fight to advance to the Super Bowl in the AFC. And the Vikings are playing a very best football. Of course, it's just September, but they one of the 4 teams still undefeated with a record of 3-0, and the Houston Texans lost its first game of the season. Another surprise, another upset. The Denver Broncos traveled to the East Coast to Tampa and defeated 26-7 the Buccaneers. Now this game, it was a very weird situation because I didn't expect that the Buccaneers were going to miss to lose this game, and the Denver Broncos are going to play a very great football. About this game, I was very surprised when I saw that the Denver Broncos were leading 27 in the halftime. And to be honest, I was more surprised for the vast performances of the Buccaneers offenses, where the Denver Broncos defenses dominate the Buccaneers, and this was the key reason to the Denver Broncos victory. About the important here was that the Buccaneers just had 223 total yards, 91 used by run and 132 by pass, and this was the big difference. And the Buccaneers allowed 7 sacks, and they had to take it away. So for that reason, they lose this game. They lost its first game of the season, and the Denver Broncos won its first game of the season. In another game, the Green Bay Packers didn't have any problem and defeated 30-14 the Tennessee Titans. About this game, the Packers had the game under control in the halftime. They were leading 27 in the halftime, and they always had the game under control. To be honest, I'm very disappointed for the bad performances of the Titans in all the season, because now they have a record of 0-3. They are one of the worst teams in the league in this moment, and they play a very bad football, especially in the offense side, where his quarterback Willie Lewis made another 2 interceptions. He's playing a very bad football, and he continues to play in this bad football. He's gonna to be bench. And the Packers, that they are playing with his bench quarterback Malik Williams. He did a good job. He did no mistakes, and this was enough to win this game. And the Packers improved his record to 2-1. In another game, I think the worst game of the day, one of the worst game of the day, Indianapolis Colts defeated 21-16 the Chicago Bears. To be honest, the both quarterbacks played a very, very ugly football. This was a very bad game to watch, especially in the first half, where the Indianapolis Colts were leading the game 7-0 in the halftime. But the emotion started in the second half, especially in the last quarter, where the Chicago Bears put emotion, where they scored 2 touchdowns, but this wasn't enough, and Indianapolis Colts won this game 21-16. It's first game of the season, but they need to be careful because they are not playing a very good football, especially his quarterback Anthony Richardson. But the most important for the Colts is that they got the victory. In another game, my favorite team, Pittsburgh Steelers, defeated 23 Los Angeles Chargers. About this game, you can watch the score and say that the Steelers had an easy game, but to be honest, not. In the first half, the Steelers battled a lot because they were losing or they were trailing 7-10 in the halftime. But something happened in the second half, where the Steelers play a tremendous football level in both sides of the ball, where the defense didn't allow any points, and the offense scored 30 points, and they won the game 20-10. But the big difference was that the defenses hadn't made any sacks in the first half. They made 5 sacks, and this was the big difference to win this game. So the Steelers defense just allowed 61 yards by the Chargers, and in the second half, the Steelers allowed to the Chargers -5 total yards. You hear that, -5 total yards, and this was the difference to win this game. And the Steelers in this moment are undefeated, and this is the third game that the Steelers won for the defense. This is amazing. And the games that started in the second schedule, the Seattle Seahawks didn't have any problem and defeated the Miami Dolphins 24-3. This game was defined in the first half, where the Seattle Seahawks were leading in the first quarter, where the Seattle Seahawks were leading 73, and in the moment the game was over. Remember that by the Miami Dolphins, Tua Tagovailoa didn't play because he's in the injured reserve. He's going to be there for minimum to another 3 weeks, and the Miami Dolphins, this affected to the Miami Dolphins, that they just scored 3 points. They play an awful football. They just have 205 total yards. This is a very, very very awful for the Miami Dolphins. They just ran by 65 yards, and the Seattle Seahawks didn't do a very great job, but they did enough, and they won the game, and they are still defeated. In another game, and one of the surprises of the week, if not the best, the Carolina Panthers defeated 36-22 the Las Vegas Raiders. To be honest, the Las Vegas Raiders are a very mediocre team because they can play a very great football. In one game they can play a very great football and defeat the best team in the moment, but in the next week they can play against one of the worst team in the league. They lose and they play in a full game, and the other team win, and this is something that happened. Carolina Panthers were the best team in this game. They remember, and they were winning in the halftime. The Carolina Panthers 21-7, and in the halftime, and in that moment the game was over. About this game, remember that the former starting quarterback by the Panthers, Bryce Young, was benched in the last week, and D. Dalton took his place, and he made the difference. He threw by 3 touchdowns, and he made the difference. How I told you, in the end of the third quarter, the Carolina Panthers were leading the game 28-7, and the game was over. In the last quarter, the Carolina Panthers relaxed its football, and for that reason, the Raiders scored 50 points. They reduced the gap, but in the end, the Carolina Panthers defeated 36-22 and won its first game of the season. And another surprise, the Los Angeles Rams defeated 27-24 49ers. About this game, the 49ers dominate all the game in the pass, in the running, in the tackle, in the offenses and defenses. And this was a very, very weird situation because the 49ers were leading by 10-point difference, 24-14, with less than 7 minutes to play in the last quarter. But the 49ers made a lot of mistakes. They couldn't close this game. The Los Angeles Rams took advantage of that. They overcame in the last 7 minutes of the game. They scored 13-3 in the fourth quarter. By surprise of everyone, the Los Angeles Rams defeated 27-22 and won this game. And I don't know how this happened. And with this victory, the Rams avoided to fall to a 0-3 record, and they won its first game of the season. And now the 49ers, by surprise of everyone, they lost a back-to-back games, and they have a losing record. But they are going to recover. In another game, the Detroit Lions traveled to Arizona and defeated 2013 the Cardinals. About this game, the Detroit Lions were the best team, and they show why they are one of the favorites to represent the NFC in the next Super Bowl. The Detroit Lions established its football, and they defined the game in the first half, where they were leading 2010 in the halftime. In the second half, both defenses play better. They control both offenses, where in the second half they were just 3 points scored by the Cardinals, and in the end the Detroit Lions won the game 2013. And in another game, the Baltimore Ravens traveled to Dallas and didn't have any problem and defeated the Dallas Cowboys 28-25. The Dallas Cowboys play a very awful game. The Ravens play a tremendous game where they dominate the game. To be honest, they had the game under control and defined in the halftime where they were leading 21-10. In the third quarter, they scored another 7 points and they were leading 28-10 in the end of the third quarter. In the last quarter, the Ravens relaxed its football, and the Dallas Cowboys took advantage of that. They scored 19 points and they put emotion to the game because with less than 3 minutes to play, the Dallas Cowboys were in the game where they just have there was just three points gap. The Dallas Cowboys almost tied, but they couldn't, and the Ravens could close the game, and they won the game 28-25. And the Baltimore Ravens won its first game of the season, and the Dallas Cowboys failed to a record they want to. And the Dallas Cowboys are playing a miserable football in home. And the game that closed the Sunday night football, the Kansas City Chiefs traveled to Atlanta and defeated 22-17 the Atlanta Falcons. About this game, how I told you, the Kansas City Chiefs aren't playing a very great football, to be honest, especially in the offense side. Patrick Mahomes is not playing a very great football, but thanks to the Chiefs' defenses, it's for the reason that the Kansas City Chiefs are playing. And to be honest, I think that I'm not going to lie that the Chiefs are the Patriots of this era, because most of the time the Chiefs played a very bad football, but most of the time they find way to win the game, and this is what happened. And to be honest, you need to blame the Falcons, because they in the last quarter they have a lot of opportunities to win this game, to score minimum a touchdown to win this game, but they couldn't. Of course, there was so bad calls that got favor to Chiefs, but the Atlanta Falcons didn't enough and they lose this game. How I told you, the Patrick Mahomes and Chiefs offense is not playing a very great football, but the Chiefs in this moment are undefeated. And be careful, because when Patrick Mahomes is on fire, no team can defeat them. Tonight, where the week closed with two games. Remember that this is the first or of four weeks that the Monday Night Football will have three games. It was this week, the next week, in the week 7, and in the week 14, I think so. In the first game, the Buffalo Bills didn't have mercy, and they humiliated the Jacksonville Jaguars, where they won the game 47-10. The Buffalo Bills had 5 possessions in the first quarter, in the first half, and they scored 5 touchdowns. They were leading 34-3, and in that moment the game was over in the halftime. The second half, to be honest, I didn't watch, because the game was over. The Buffalo Bills relaxed this game, and even that they relaxed this game, they scored another 20 points. They increased the difference to 40 to 37 points, and they had an easy game. And the Bills in this moment, in my opinion, are the best team in the league in this moment. Josh Allen is playing a tremendous football. He scored 4 touchdowns, and the Jaguars, something happening with the Jaguars, because Trevor Lance, since he signed his new contract, he's playing a very bad football. But all the Jaguars are playing a bad football, and now they failed to a record of 0-3. And the game that closed the week, the Washington Commanders, this is another surprise and an upset, and they defeated 38-33 the Bengals in Cincinnati. About this game, this was a surprise, because the Commanders played tremendous football, and I think that the big difference was that in the first quarter, the Washington Commanders were leading the game 21-13. The Commanders were always leading the game, because they scored first, and Jaden Daniels, the Commanders quarterback, played tremendous football. They were very, very aggressive, especially in the fourth quarter, where they have like three, four opportunities that they played, and they made the first down, and this was the difference to win this game, because they were very aggressive, and they made them upset. And with this victory, the Washington Commanders improved to a record of 2-1, and the Cincinnati Bengals fell to a record of 0-3. So they are playing a very bad football, and the most probably they are not going to qualify to the playoffs. And this is great for the Pittsburgh Steelers, but let's see what happens. And how are the standings after 3 weeks in the AFC? In the AFC East, the Bills are undefeated. In my opinion, in this moment, they are the best team in the league. The Jets are in the second place with a record of 2-1. The Dolphins and the Patriots have a record of 1-2. In my opinion, the Patriots are the worst team in this conference, in this division. And the Dolphins, if Tua doesn't recuperate, the Dolphins are going to have will be one of the worst team in the league, and the Florida is in the mid-season. They're going to be eliminated. In the AFC South, the Chiefs, the reigning champion team, are not playing a very great football, but they are undefeated. And how I told you, be careful, because in November and December is when Patrick Mahomes improves his football level. He gets on fire, and be careful. The Chargers that lost the undefeated against my favorite team, Los Angeles the Steelers, they fell to a record of 2-1, but they are in the second place. And the Broncos and the Raiders are in the bottom of the division with a record of 1-2. And the AFC, so my Steelers are undefeated, are one of the first teams undefeated in this moment. They are not playing a very good football, especially in the offense side, but the defense side is playing a very good football. Of course, that the Steelers started with a very easy calendar, because remember that since November they're going to have a very complicated way, but they are doing its job. And the Ravens and the Browns in the second place with a record of 1-2. and the Bengals are in the bottom of the division 0-3. This is complicated because the Bengals is very difficult because no team when start with a 0-3 in the season have qualified to the playoffs. It looks complicated, but it's not possible. In the last division of the AFC, the South, the Texans, even that they lost in this week, they have a record of 2-1 and they are leading this division. The Colts are in the second place with a record of 1-2, and the Titans and the Jaguars have a record of 0-3. They are two of the worst teams in the league at this moment, and they are a very, very bad teams. And the NFC conference, in the NFC East, the surprise to this moment is that the Commanders are sharing the leadership of the conference alongside the Eagles with a record of 2-1. This is a surprise, to be honest. Nobody expected that. And the Cowboys and the Giants are in the bottom of the division with a record of 1-2. And these two teams will play in the week 4 in the Thursday Night Football. In the NFC West, the Seahawks are surprised because in this moment they have a record of 3-0, and the Cardinals, Rams, and 49ers have a record of 1-2. But the surprise here are the 49ers, the reigning runner-up team. To be honest, nobody expected that in this moment, the week 3, they have a record of 1-2, and also the incredible way how they lost the game against the Rams. In the NFC North, the Vikings are undefeated. They are playing a very great football, but remember that this is still September. Let's see what happens in the next games in the next months. And the Lions and the Packers are tying the second place with a record of 2-1, and in the last place are the Bears with a record of 1-2. They are not playing a very great football, and they will be one of the worst teams of the league. Again, in the last division of the NFL, NFC South, the Saints and the Buccaneers are leading the division with a record 2-1. They lost their undefeated this week. They play a very bad football, both teams. And the Falcons and the Panthers are in the bottom of the division with a record of 1-2. And the Panthers, in my opinion, are the worst team in this moment. So, in this video, I talk about the games that were playing the week 3 of the NFL 2024 season and my impression about each game. So, this is all for today. See you next video. Jimmy.